Second Esdras, chapter 8, verse 50. For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in pride. I want to give all credit, first and foremost, to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Yahweh being the name of the Heavenly Father, of who the world would ignorantly call God, and Yahushai being the name of the only begotten Son, of who the world would ignorantly call Jesus. All right. Double honors, of course, be to the apostles and elders and all the men on down of Great Millstone, because that's who I learned the truth from through the Spirit, Yahweh Shemel Shai. And I also want to say Yahweh Shemel Shai Barakatham to the hopefully elect, whomever they may be, wherever they're scattered abroad. All right. So I started out with this first precept, and pretty much this video was inspired by this article I came, on Zipper Hedge. It says New York City prepares to close schools. Puerto Rico brings in National Guard as global COVID-19 deaths top 1.3 million. Live updates. All right, so if you've been paying attention and been up to date with the current news and what's going on, all right, which me first I'd like to say, it's no coincidence. All right, I find it kind of suspicious that all of a sudden, you have a surge in all these COVID cases. Pretty much is back on the rise, and pretty much this whole COVID is coming back stronger. It's coming back harder, more deadlier, coming back with vengeance, right? Because they've been pretty much predicting a quote unquote dark winter. All right. They've been pretty much indirectly telling us, and I'm talking about the these lower elites, all right, like your Dr. Fauci's and those guys, all right, but they've been pretty much warning us of how this COVID could pretty much come back during these winter, this cold weather, during the time of this winter, so because also, we do believe that, again, because they've been mentioning how this COVID will pretty much come back, or how it will come during this winter season, they could very well be plotting to release the real deal, because again, and it's some of that information is in this article I'm gonna read, but pretty much a spike in COVID cases and in deaths. All right, they've been talking about hospitals being overrun and pretty much understaffed. They're talking about nurses catching COVID, and just pretty much everything is just kind of getting out of hand, so to say. And of course, we also know that they're pretty much exaggerating the numbers, so to pretty much put fear into people. We know these things. We beginning with the apostles and elders. All right, they've been pretty much speaking on these things throughout the year. Because Esau, man, he's getting sloppy. All right, and quite frankly, he's very predictable. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get into this article. Again, the title here says NYC prepares to close schools. Puerto Rico brings in National Guard as global COVID-19 deaths top 1.3 million. All right, it says global deaths, and the summary, it says global deaths top 1.3 million, and why New York tops 5K new cases in a day for the first time since the spring. And they've been talking about that in other places as well. Different states have been topping or pretty much breaking records, which again, that's not a coincidence. All right, all of a sudden, these different states and these different places are out of nowhere just breaking records, new cases every day, breaking single day records. Right. It says Puerto Rico governor orders National Guard to help enforce curfew. All right, there's that flood that's getting ready to come in. All right. NYC mayor warns parents brace for Monday school closure. Biden advisor says national COVID lockdown unlikely. NYC single day positive rate nears school shutdown threshold. Japan reports record for second day. Elon Musk claims conflicting rapid COVID test results. Indonesia hits new daily record. German government advisor says restrictions can't be eased. So again, man, because again, pretty much at the end of the day, you pretty much a lot of other places like France and UK pretty much going back on lockdown, and slowly but surely, that's coming here to America, because there it is. You got Chicago, they're advising stay-at-home orders or any curfews and things of that nature. New York is talking about going on lockdown. California. All right. So slowly but surely, all right, you got a second shutdown, complete shutdown, looming in the background to quote unquote, supposedly, fight this pandemic, this deadly pandemic. All right, that's taking many, many lives and killing millions of people, hundreds of thousands of people. Right. But nevertheless, it says earlier, New York Governor Andrew Cuomo revealed that the state had confirmed more than 5,000 new COVID cases in a single day for the first time since the spring. That came as the U.S. as a whole reported a new record in daily cases in two more states. Oregon and New Mexico announced plans to further tighten restrictions. Illinois reported a record number of new cases and hospitalizations one day after Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot announced a new lockdown of her own. Texas hospitalizations topped 7K for the first time in 3 months. It says after Trump earlier slammed Governor Cuomo for his comments about potentially not trusting COVID-19 vaccines approved by the Trump administration's FDA, the governor on Friday said that there will be no delay and that New York is ready to distribute the vaccines. All right, because I haven't looked back into that, because this guy, Cuomo, he did mention how he pretty much he doesn't trust, like the article said, he doesn't trust Trump's administration when it comes to the vaccine, so they don't want it. And Trump, he just did a press conference dealing with the Operation Warp Speed, and pretty much going into the vaccines and things of that nature. And he mentioned that in New York they don't want the vaccines, they don't want his vaccines. So apparently he changed his mind, if I'm not mistaken, and now he's ready to distribute those vaccines. I don't know. I gotta double check and look into that again. It says, meanwhile, globally, the total case count just topped 53 million, while the global death toll topped 1.3 million. Right, and again, man, you don't. I said this in a previous video, man. You don't know of people catching this COVID like that. You just don't hear much about it. Like you might hear about one or two people, maybe, if that, but they're making it seem like, oh, this this person's got it, that person, and little Kim down the street and her auntie, and it's nowhere near that. All right, you go to the hospital. These hospitals, they're not being overrun. All right, I mean, they just over exaggerating these numbers, all right, to pretty much justify what they want to do, which is to bring in the martial law, medical martial law, all right, forced vaccinations, which going back to this guy out there in New York, he wants to vaccinate every New York. He wants all New Yorkers to get vaccinated, all right. Um, it says as COVID-19 cases surge in Puerto Rico, just like they are in Florida, and I don't hear, because I'm out here in Florida, man, I don't hear nothing. There's for the most part, man, there's nothing going on out here dealing with COVID and cases and things of that nature. Nothing's really being shut down. I'm still going to the gym almost on a daily basis. I mean, again, man, this is just all over exaggerate numbers. All right, because you don't hear about many people, catching this. You know, it says in the rest of the U.S., the island's governor, Pedro Pierluisi, Pierluisi has activated the National Guard to help police enforce a newly implemented COVID-19 curfew. So you see, there goes that flood in Isaiah 59 and 19. All right. Because again, this guy Trump, all right, he just did a briefing dealing with I just press Slack here. He just did a press conference dealing with Operation Warp Speed and where they are with the vaccines and things of that nature. All right, utilizing law enforcement to help dish out these vaccines, or even utilizing these National Guards to help the local law enforcement. All right, because again, man, because Esau Edom, he could very well make his move. As some brothers speculate, just how they're speaking, like I said, keep mentioning this guy Joe Biden. He keeps mentioning a dark winter. We're entering into a dark winter. All right, and if you don't know by now, I encourage you to look into that Operation Dark Winter. All right, it's a comes to find out, it's goes into not just one exercise that they went through. They played out and back in 2001, but it's apparently there's multiple exercises that they've done dealing with a dark winter. And again, Joe Biden, he keeps mentioning a dark winter. We're entering into a dark winter. So again, they could very well be getting ready to do something. They could very well be plotting something, or maybe release the real deal, release a real sickness out here. Which is why again, they're bumping up numbers and just being just really overdoing it with these numbers. But again, it's just one of those things. We got to wait and see how this plays out. It says the new measures, which take effect Monday, will allow people to continue to get exercise outdoors, along with curfew. Restaurants, churches, and gyms will need to reduce capacity to 30%. It says Mayor de Blasio has warned NYC parents to plan for city schools to close again as soon as Monday, as NYC's positivity rate nears the 3% threshold for the 7-day average. The mayor added that he and his administration were going to develop a new plan for how they will reopen school buildings this time, which will be out soon. But will the mayor's plan will the mayor's plan account for what one journalist called the United Federation of Teachers, the city's biggest teachers union? I'll just go ahead and jump on down. It says this isn't the public's first warning. The chancellor of schools wrote an email to parents on Friday warning about the risk of going back to fully remote learning. A team of analysts at JP Morgan have produced some helpful charts after analyzing county-level case data. The bank's data scientists determined that there is indeed a correlation between colder weather and higher COVID numbers. So again, you know, because this, like the scriptures say, pray not that your flight be in the winter, right? Because again, man, it's when it comes to the cold weather, man, that's just that's usually the time during the winter. That's usually the time a lot of people get sick, more prone to getting sick, which leads to believe that they could very well make their move, during this winter, because again, this is the time people are getting more sick. They're prone to get more sick and taking trips to the hospitals and things of that nature. So again, all the more excuse for these elites, all right, to do something, to make a move, to release a real pathogen, to do something, to make some type of move. It's all the more excuse, all right, because like I said, they've been talking about throughout the year, this being the coldest and the harshest winter in modern time, something along those lines. They've been predicting, pretty much a harsh winter, which all goes back to what this guy Joe Biden entering into a dark winter. So again, they could very well make their moves during this cold winter, this harsh winter. All right. It says NYC's latest batch of coronavirus data have just hit, and it looks like the city's positivity rate has taken one step closer to the 3% threshold at which the mayor has promised to close schools. The one-day positivity rate dropped 3% with a daily reading of 3.9% as NYC reported another 916 new case, pushing the 7-day rate to 2.83% compared with 2.68%. As some urge the mayor to reconsider shuttering schools, other cities in the country are sending students back home or delaying their return to classrooms. Meanwhile, in Europe, where schools, especially for younger children, are considered essential services, cases per million is far outstripping the U.S. Last night, the U.S. notched a new milestone, 150,000 new cases for the first time, a new record as cases climb in Europe. Even Japan is starting to feel uneasy as cases increased by 1,685 over the last 24 hours, a second straight daily high. And it's like I said, man, they're ramping up all these numbers, but it's like, where are they getting? There's no way that they're testing all these people. There's no way that they're testing all these people. All right, and here it is. Even if they are testing all these people, it's all this information that keeps coming out about pretty much how these tests are flawed some type of way. All right. It says in India, which has seen case numbers fall in recent weeks, the state of Delhi, home of the Indian capital, New Delhi, has reported a record daily high of 104 new deaths and 7,053 new infections. Countrywide deaths increased by 547 to 128,668 in the past 24 hours. Total infections, meanwhile, rose by 44,789. Tokyo reported 374 new infections, down slightly from 398 a day earlier, but the third consecutive day of more than 300 confirmed cases, adding to fears of a third wave. As we await more data out of the U.S., Europe has already seen some tough numbers this morning, with Switzerland reporting a new record high, 6,700 cases. In China, 33 new cases were reported, up from 28 a day earlier. Of the new cases, 32 were imported. According to the authorities, the local case reported in Tianjin hit a cold storage worker who had reportedly handled frozen pork, purportedly from Germany, helping China to revive the narrative that the virus now being shipped into the country via means producers. So Esau is very crafty. He's very crafty, man, very cunning. This slick devil. But reading on, It says yesterday's record tally was 158,496, bringing the total to 10 million, over 10 million in the U.S. In Europe, meanwhile, another 219,509 new cases were reported, according to figures from JH and Bloomberg. All right, and I'm jump on down. It says as Americans suffer from so-called adherence fatigue involving COVID-19 restrictions. Yeah, because that's, they pretty much, man, like the saying goes, pressure from above, pressure from below. All right, the Esau, man, they're gonna tighten the screws on society so much, man. The people are just gonna, pretty much do anything to get back to the new normal. All right, to get back to the new way, or I should say the old way of life. All right, because people are tired, man. People, go to the restaurants, man. It's just not the same. Like I mentioned in the previous video, the mirth is gone. Going out to eat dinner and it's the things are different, man. And people are just desperate to go back to, the old way of living. But those days are done. All right, because again, man, it's set. There are set judgments that are going to play out on this earth, and America's going to catch it the worst. All right, and this is where all this stuff is leading to. All right, Jacob's trouble, which again, we're hoping that this second shutdown, because there is going to be a shutdown, another shutdown. We're hoping and praying that this is going to be the one to do it. And we're going to keep hoping, even if it's not. Lord's will it is, but it's like I lost my train of thought. Hopefully this second shutdown, this is the one to do it, because, the first shutdown, we were hoping that this, that would have been it, but nevertheless, man, things have to play out the way that, it was written out. It was written out from the beginning. But like I said, hopefully this second shutdown, because again, there is going to be a second shutdown, and we're hoping this is it, because from there, we know and understand, man, and, it's all hell's going to break loose from there. All right. So let me read on. It says Elon Musk on Thursday night tweeted that he had taken several rapid COVID-19 tests and 2 came back positive, 2 came back negative, and I'm still looking into that to see what that's about, 'cause, that's pretty interesting. But it says he added that he will soon deliver an update after getting to the bottom of the situation. If it's happening to me, it's happening to others, he said. Yeah, because again, they're doing pretty much everything to, because it's been people that aren't, they're pretty much slapping COVID on everything. Someone could have died from getting shot, from a gunshot room, and they put it as a COVID. All right. There's been people that are getting tested, people that signed up to get tested but never showed up to get the test, and somehow they still ended up, they got in the mail or whatever, email or whatever, that they got the COVID, and they never showed up to get the test. Because again, they're doing everything to ramp up the numbers so they can be justified in bringing the military and martial law, medical martial law, and all these other things. It's all deliberate. Where was that? It says, finally in the U.S., as the backlash to another mandatory lockdown intensifies, a member of Biden's COVID-19 transition team happened to let slip during a talk with reporters that she didn't actually think a national lockdown described by another Biden transition team official would actually happen. And the quote goes on to say, with all due respect to Dr. Osterholm, that doesn't necessarily represent the entire advisory board or what the Biden-Harris transition team is planning to do, Gounder said on CNN. She said that perhaps there are some places where you need to be more draconian, but I really don't think that's a national policy. And which again, all right, because Um, soon, man. And like I said, man, all of America is going to be shut down. All right, America is going to be a big prison very soon. No coming in, no coming out. City by city. All right, everything's going to be shut down. And this is going to be nationwide very soon. And Biden, best believe he's on board with the whole New Order agenda. All right, he believes in, and he's down with it. He's all with people wearing masks, wearing face masks. You got to wear your face mask or heavy fines and all that. All right, he's with it. So again, let's believe, man, if he makes it past inauguration and actually gets in office, he's going to be the guy, man. He's not going to play around. And you Jakes, man, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians, you're going to find out that, this guy you voted for and love so dearly, you put your trust in wholeheartedly, all right, you're going to find out he's going to show himself to be who he is, which is the devil. All right, you Jakes are going to find that out the hard way. All right, because again, he's the one that keeps mentioning a dark winter. We're entering into a dark winter. So they could very well, man, make their moves, man, this winter, within the next few weeks, months, Lord's will, It says, and there you have it, folks, Team Biden's first lockdown walk back. Here's some more COVID-19 news from overnight and Friday. The American Clinical Laboratory Association, which represents large laboratories such as Laboratory Corp of America's Holdings and Guest Diagnostics, warned that surging demand for COVID-19 tests could push some labs to or beyond capacity, delaying test results. Australia will not allow foreign students to return to Canberra, prioritizes the return of citizens stuck overseas. Prime Minister Scott Morrison says, although the government had hoped to slowly allow overseas students to return in 2021 and begin trials earlier this year, Morrison says there is a queue. The Australians are in the front of the queue. Australia has since March closed its borders to all non-citizens and permanent residents. All right, martial law. Again, nothing coming in, nothing coming out. All right, these cities are going to be shut down completely. All right, they've been mobilizing the military throughout the year. All right. It says global cases have reached over 52 million, according to Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore. The worldwide health toll has hit over 1 million. Indonesia hits a new daily record with 5,444 new coronavirus infections in the past 24 hours, up from 4,173 the day before, and 104 deaths. This brings the country's total to 457,735 cases, including over 15,000 fatalities. German government spokesperson says Germany cannot talk about a turnaround in COVID infections just yet. No easing of restrictions is possible. South Korea begins fining people who fail to wear masks in public as it reports 191 new cases, and as new daily infections creep higher, the tally is up from 143 a day, marking the biggest daily rise in 2 months and bringing the country total to over 28,000 with 488 deaths. People caught without masks in nightclubs, malls, theme parks, hair salons, and other public places face fines of up to over 100,000. It says Wisconsin daily cases exceed 7,000 for a third consecutive day, adding urgency to Governor Tony Evers' call for residents to curb on social activity and stay home. Ohio is at a record for new infections. Total hospitalizations and intensive care patients, Governor Mike DeWine said as he warned, we don't want another shutdown, but we can only avoid one if we are very careful. All right. And yeah, that's it. So yeah, man. All right. Again, with all these spikes or supposed spikes in cases, all right, and supposedly, these hospitals are being, overwhelmed, and you know, these places are being, they're understaffed, and everyone's catching this COVID is coming back with a you know, more vengeance, is coming back deadlier and stronger. All right, all these things are going to lead to these shutdowns, man. Because again, another shutdown is coming, and like I said, Lord's will, when it does come, that's going to be it. Because from there, man, all right, that's where the scriptures talk about the wailing and gnashing of the teeth. All right, death and mourning and woe, destruction. That's when all hell breaks loose. All right, because again, from there, man, people, man, they're just going to protest more and more, and riots. All right, people are going to be getting assassinated, and it's again, just from there, man. It's Jacob's trouble. All right, this is what we're watching out for, and that's why I started with Second Ezra 8th chapter in the 50th verse. All right, many miseries are set to come to this place. All right, so like I said, Jacob's trouble, man, is right around the corner. We're pretty much in the beginning stages of it. We've been in the beginning stages of it already, but just a few precepts lined up just to, get into some of the things that are going to take place. Just some of the things that are going to take place during this time period. All right, because again, man, a day of just lamentation and woe. All right. So get this in Matthew 24 and 21. It says, "For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world, to this time, no, nor shall ever be." All right, and what is that talking about? Jacob's trouble. All right, this great tribulation that has never been since the earth was created. All right, and after this, there's not going to be a time like it. All right, but nevertheless, this is talking about Jacob's trouble that speaks about in Jeremiah 37. All right, in Daniel's 12:1. All right. We're heading into times that are going to be so bad, things that are going to be so unimaginable. All right, people, man, they're in for. I keep saying this, man. People are in for a rude awakening. People have no idea what's about to take place. And again, man, this is right around the corner, and we're hoping and praying, man, that this place is Slakia. We're hoping and praying that this second lockdown, man, this is the one. This is going to be it. All right, because the scriptures talk about how, due to the pride of these cities, all right, and more so these Babylonians, these Americans, all right, they're so prideful, man. Because of the how much pride these people have, this place is in trouble. The cities are in trouble because of the pride. All right. And the Lord is going to reward this place with destruction. This is what's coming, and this is why we're hoping that this second lockdown is going to be the one to do it. All right, because this is time in and time out I say this, man. This place is long overdue. It's long overdue for judgment. These people are prideful as hell, and one thing I mentioned in my prayers, man. I tell you how about Shemel Shah, man. When I'm praying, man, I tell the Lord, man, how much longer you gonna let this place run without the fear of Yahweh Shemel Shai? These people don't fear Yahweh Shemel Shai. When is the Lord going to put his fear back on the earth? This is what I mentioned in my prayers. I asked the Lord, when are you going to put your fear back into this place? These people walk around, they don't fear the Lord. They walk around with no care, no nothing but pride. And I asked the Lord, how much longer is he going to tolerate this? This world belongs to Yahweh Shemel Shai. How much? It's like, how much longer is he going to let these prideful people walk on his earth, his planet, his creation, with this attitude that these people have? How much longer is the Lord going to tolerate this? Because like I said, man, this place is long overdue for judgment. This place needs to be destroyed, and the people in it, those that are outside of the elect. But nevertheless, man, this is why, great tribulation is coming. Because like I said earlier, there's said judgments and said perils that are come to take place and to engulf this place. This place has no idea what's about to take place. This place has no idea with what Yahweh Shemel Shai is about to bring to this place. You know? So even though Esau Edom, he's exaggerating the numbers, all right? Let him. Let him justify himself so that he can bring in martial law and medical martial law and all these other things. Let him do what he's got to do. Because again, it's just one step closer for us to getting the hell up out of here. It's one step closer for them to institute martial law. All right, these shutdowns, again, people are just going to get sick and tired and sick and fed up. Once Yahweh Shemel Shai takes what's comfortable to these people, once he starts taking that away, people are, they're going to be they're going to lose their minds out here. So be it. So from there, man, because this place is through, man. Let me get this. Zephaniah 1, I'm going to start at verse 1. It says, I will utterly consume all things from off the land, save Yahweh. All right. So, because again, man, this place is going to be completely consumed and engulfed, ultimately with fervent heat from those ICBM nuclear missiles. All right. Ultimately, this place is going to be a desert. But before we get to that point, man, again, these people are in for a rude awakening. They have no idea what Yahweh Shemel Shai is about to do to this place. Verse 3 says, I will consume man and beast. I will consume the fowls of the heaven and the fishes of the sea and the stumbling blocks with the wicked. And I will cut off man from off the land, save Yahweh. I will also stretch out mine hand upon Judah and upon all the inhabitants of Jerusalem. And I will cut off the remnant of Baal from this place in the name of the cherubims with the priest. All right. Let me jump on down. So Jacob's in trouble, like I said before. It's in the name itself. Jacob is in trouble. Jake is in trouble. So-called blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians, you are in trouble. I read verse 14. It says, the great day of Yahweh is near. Again, what day is that? Jacob's trouble. All right. It's going to be a certain time period. The Lord's going to be leashing all things from all angles on this place. All manner of judgment on this place. And ultimately that, when he shows up, when Yahweh Shai makes his second return, all right, when those nuclear missiles are being shut off. This is right around the corner. When you read on, it says, it is near and hasteth greatly. And this is what the men of the Lord, this is what the elect, the 1/3, all right, this is what they're praying for. They're hastening these days. We can't wait for this, all hell to break loose out here. We can't wait for this, these things to come into full effect. It says, even the voice of the day of Yahweh, the mighty man shall cry there bitterly. Yeah, like I said, gnashing of teeth, man. Just death and destruction. Whoa. All right. Verse 15, it says, that day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress. All right. Miseries. A day of many miseries. Many miseries are said to come to this place. It says a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness. All right. I read verse 17. It says, and I will bring distress upon men, that they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against Yahweh. Yeah, because again, Yahweh Shemel Shai is going to be unleashing things from all angles, man. Things that we've never seen before, just from all sides, and people are not going to know what the hell to do. All right, people are going to be lost in that day. People are going to be confused as hell when that time comes. They're not going to know what to do. All right. It says, because they have sinned against Yahweh, and their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as the dung. So you see, man, because there's going to be dead bodies everywhere. Just very soon, man, just seeing piles of dead bodies, it's going to be a normal thing. Just seeing heads over here and limbs over there. You're going to be seeing, damn vultures just picking on baby corpses. It's going to be bad, man. It's going to be real bad. It's just unimaginable stuff, man. Because Yahweh Shem Shai is not one to play with, and he's not a respecter of persons. So everyone's going to get it. The animals, scriptures talk about how you're going to be burning the trees up, the grass, everything's going to get jacked up in this place. It's going to seem like the Lord is pissed off at everything. You know? So this is what's in store for this place. And this is why we can't, like I said, we're hastening the day. We're hastening the day. We can't wait. I've said this before, man. You get to a point when you're in this thing long enough, man. You get to a point where you almost get to a point where you're like, man, like you rush the Lord. That's the best way I could put it. You get to a point where you're like, man, Lord, hurry up, like I can't explain it, But you just get to that point, man, where you're just fucking sick and fed up. Like, how much longer, oh Father? How much longer, oh Yahweh? And it's fun because, maybe it's just me, maybe maybe other brothers, they might think the same thing, but I get, sometimes I get to a point where I'm like, even if I'm not of the elect, Lord's will that I am, but even if I'm not, even if I don't make it, may the Lord still destroy this place. Because that's just how bad this place is. That's how bad this place needs to go. Even if I don't make it, even if I end up bugging out, taking the mark of the beast, Lord's will I don't, but let's just say I do, man. May this place still be destroyed. Even if I don't make it. Even if I'm not of the elect. May the Lord still destroy this place. That's how bad it is. But Jeremiah 16, and this will probably be it. Start at verse 2, it says, "Thou shalt not take thee a wife, neither shalt thou have sons or daughters in this place." And what is that talking about? This captivity. Because, well, as a matter of fact, before I jump the gun, when you read on, it says, "For thus saith Yahweh concerning the sons, and concerning the daughters that are born in this place, and concerning their mothers that bear them, and concerning their fathers that begat them in this land. They shall die of grievous deaths. They shall not be lamented, neither shall they be buried, but they shall be as dung upon the face of the earth, and they shall be consumed by the sword and by the famine, and their carcasses shall be meat for the fowls of heaven and for the beasts of the earth." All right. Like I said, man, you're going to be seeing little babies, newborn babies getting picked off by freaking vultures and crows. All right. You're going to be seeing little children, old women, old men, grandpas, grandmothers, grandparents getting mauled by bears. They're going to be roaming the streets, bears and lions. All right. You're going to be seeing all type of stuff, man. Pregnant women getting swallowed up by a freaking 100-foot anacondas. You're going to be seeing all type of stuff, man. All right. Because again, man, the Lord is not going to be, he's not playing around. Because, again, the people, man, that's exactly the mood that they're in. The playing around. They think this is the time of playing around. This is not the time to be, trying to build up a family and establish a family and get yourself a career and a home and you get your dream. This is not the time for all that. All right. The house of feasting. This is not the time to be in that festival type of spirit. When you read on, it says, "For thus saith Yahweh, enter not into the house of mourning, neither go to lament nor bemoan them. For I have taken away my peace from this people, saith Yahweh, even loving kindness and mercies." Yeah, because, when that day comes, man, and all hell's breaking loose, these people, man, all right, there's not going to be anyone to mourn from them. No one's going to be able to bury the dead or nothing. These people are just going to be left out here, man. And that's that's like a shameful thing, not having a proper burial. That's a shameful thing, man. But nevertheless, that's how a lot of you people are going out. All right. No one's going to be there to pity you. No one's going to be able to bemoan you or you're just going to be in a pitiful case, man. Again, man, your dead corpses is going to be just another one of those things. Just another dead body laying on the streets, being picked off by some the birds of heaven and things of that nature. Hell, even people are going to be eating one another in that day. Cannibalism. All right. Again, man, you just, you people, man, you're just gonna be a victim to these things. And again, that's a shameful thing, man. Verse 6, it says, the great and both both the great and the small shall die in this land. They shall not be buried, neither shall men lament for them, nor cut themselves, nor make themselves bald for them. So again, no one's gonna be able to mourn. No one's gonna be there to mourn for you. No one's gonna have time to bury you or anything. It's gonna be so bad out here. All right, it's gonna be like an adrenaline rush. All right, you're gonna be running in the woods or something. And you're gonna see your woman or your child or something, running right next to you, get shot, and you're not gonna have time to turn around and mourn or cry or none of that. It's gonna be like a straight adrenaline rush. You're just gonna have to keep moving, or you're gonna become a victim. That's how bad it's gonna get. You know, um, and when you just read on, man, it just pretty much goes into being in the house of mourning, or being in the house of mirth, because again, this is not the time to be trying to establish yourself in the community, in society, and build up a family. This is not the time for that. All right, we're crying to get the hell up out of here. We're crying to Yahweh Shem Shah. We're complaining to Yahweh Shem Shah daily, on a daily basis. All right, and things are ramping up. Brothers is constantly doing videos and pushing information out. All right. And this is why, they're getting ready to make their moves, man, because it's there's so much information coming out, and Esau's being exposed on every level. All right. People are waking up to his madness. And this is why the devil is about to make his move. All right. And again, this is why they ramping up these numbers. Right. This is a season where, majority of the people, they're going to be getting sick and catching these colds and illnesses and going to the hospitals. This is the time for Esau to make his moves. So like I said, man, Lord's will, it goes down. Lord's will, this devil makes his move in the within the next few weeks or so. Next few months, next few weeks, Lord's will, man. Because these are the things that are set to take place. Jacob's trouble, which I just wanted to touch on some of the things that are going to be taking place, man. Just nothing but death, man. Death, destruction, woe. So end it off there. Hopefully this was edifying. Once again, I'm going to give all credit to Yahweh Shem Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and all the men on down respectfully. Yahweh Shem Shai, Barakatham to the hopeful elect. And until next time, I say Shalom.